Hari Om. Jai Shri Radhe Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter number 2, Shloka numbers 62 and 63. Dhyāyato viṣhayān puṁsaḥ saṅgas teṣhūpajāyate saṅgāt sañjāyate kāmāt krodho bhijāyate krodhād bhavati sammohaḥ sammohāt smṛiti-vibhramaḥ smṛiti-bhranśhād buddhi-nāśho buddhi-nāśhāt praṇaśhyati. Supreme Lord Shri Krishna says, while contemplating on the objects of senses, a person develops attachment for them. From such attachment, desire is born, and from desire arises anger. From anger comes delusion, from delusion loss of memory, from loss of memory destruction of intellect, and when intellect is destroyed, one falls down again into the material pool. In these two shlokas, Shri Krishna has given a perfect and penetrating insight into functioning of the mind. Here Shri Krishna has made out a strong case for the need of self-control in a person and has even given a technique to those who are seekers, as he feels that a negative mind may seek yet one more confirmation. The ladder of fall or descent is indicated in these two shlokas. From continuous thought of objects, attachment to them is formed. From attachments arise longing, and from longing, anger. From anger comes delusion, and from delusion, loss of memory. From loss of memory comes the ruin of discrimination, and from ruin of discrimination, he perishes. Even a master psychologist cannot improve upon this biographical pattern of fall in a man who has no control over his own thinking equipment. The contemplation of sense objects is the first step in the downward fall. The enemy enters the house disguising as a friend and gradually occupies the whole house and pushes the owner out. The power of Maya is that from a very small, imperceptible beginning, it grows almost to infinity. Thoughts have a knack of constantly repeating themselves in the mind from where they have stemmed forth. A sensuous thought running out to embrace an object soon multiplies itself, and the thin thread of similar thoughts run through the mind, which is indicated here as dhyāna. When the thought flow towards a given object or being becomes continuous, it becomes attachment saṅga. Attachment now appears to be relatively harmless in and of itself, but there is a catch. The attachments breed desire, kāmaḥ. When desire grows, it gives birth to two additional problems, greed and anger, krodho. Greed arises from the satisfaction of a desire, as desirable objects are few and the persons desiring them are many. It is but certain that 99% of them must get disappointed. Only one can get the object desired, many cannot. Now, what happens if the fulfillment of desire is disrupted? It makes people angry. Keep in mind that anger does not appear anywhere. It is caused by the obstruction of want. Greed comes from the fulfillment of desire, and anger by the obstruction of desire. Anger impairs judgment, just as the morning mist creates a hazy covering on the sunlight. In anger, people commit mistakes that they later regret because the intellect gets clouded by the haze of emotions, which is explained here as delusion or sammohaḥ. From the delusion of mind flows out loss of memory, smṛiti-vibhramaḥ. The person then forgets what is right and what is wrong and flows along with the surge of emotions. With this loss of memory, the individual's power of discrimination, buddhi, also is lost. Intellect or buddhi is the instrument by which a rational being discriminates right from wrong, good from bad, etc. Since intellect is the internal guide, when it gets destroyed, one is ruined. Here Sri Krishna traces moral degradation to those first breaths of thought that come softly and almost unconsciously to the mind. The horses of the senses are not to be unyoked from the chariot, but controlled by the reins of the mind. Man is great only because of his faculty of discrimination. In all other matters, he is just an animal. His evolution and therefore his superiority over the animals is because of his discriminative power, his buddhi. When this is not functioning, such a man fallen low perishes, praṇaśhyati. For a man minus his intellect is worse than an animal. An animal can survive. It has physical resistance and mental impulses to guide it. The poor man has nothing in him for survival, as he has no intellect to guide him to fulfill his dreams and to attain his visions. Remember, the fall down the ladder of devolution to utter disaster is caused by a slip in self-control. Self-control is the secret by which a young man can avoid such a suicidal annihilation of his entire future and life's glory. Hari Om, Jai Shri Radhe Krishna.